what's up? We have
Dun, dun,
this time for Mortal Kombat. Yes, we are talking about the new Mortal Kombat movie, and if we liked it or not, and if this is the truly first great video game movie. And I say it's all right.
It's alright.
Alright,
There's always a next time.
it's not the best.
It's not the worst. Definitely
Not the
not.
worst. It's definitely not.
It's perfectly average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about the things again, like we usually do, the things we liked and the things we didn't like. And I shall start and say the fight scenes are pretty cool for the most part. They're pretty awesome. I just wish there were less cuts. That's another complaint for another day. Truly great standout is Joe Tasm as Sub-Zero, and I forget the actor's name, but the actor for Kano is another great standout. And
Oh,
the
I'll look it up.
stunts and fight scenes are again pretty cool. And I wish I had more to say. Anyone else want to take the positives?
John, you want to go first?
Sure. Here we go. Josh Lawson. Fucking hell. That dude was a fucking badass fucking and funny as Kano.
Yeah.
Dude stole every fucking scene. Like, I had my doubts when I saw him. I was like, but once he came on, he started spitting just disrespect to Sonya. I was like,
Yeah.
all right,
Alright.
all right. And he does that thing where it's like, Kano wins.
Yeah.
That shit was cool.
For me, he's a much better Kano than the one we got in '95.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
Hello, sweetheart.
Yeah, no. Josh Lawson needs to see a chiropractor because of how much he carried this fucking movie.
Dude needs to get his back checked.
Yeah,
Fucking
literally.
shit.
Oh,
'Cause-
and how do you pronounce the actor for Scorpion?
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Hiroyuki Sanada is another great standout. Kano, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion are all standouts, in my opinion.
But yeah, I see what you mean. Where when you said that, wish there was less cuts since they had Joe Taslim. The dude's from the raid. Like, come on. When you see the dude fight, you want to see the entire fucking thing. You should have not cut some parts out.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe with the fight scenes. These are all amazing martial artists. I don't know about the actress of Sonya, if she's a martial artist or not.
I think she is.
Okay. Then everybody did a really good job doing their own stunts. Hopefully, or you could have a stunt double. It's fine. But I mean, like, everybody was so fucking good doing their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Especially Liu Kang. The dude was jacked.
Yeah. Anyone any positive you want to add?
Yeah. Well, like you guys were saying, Joe Taslim, Josh Lawson, and Hiroyuki Sanada were definitely the standouts of this movie. Like, hands down, the best parts of this movie, bar none.
That first 7 minutes. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah. The opening 7 minutes were fucking amazing. Like, it literally just should have been like a Scorpion Sub-Zero movie. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I
Like-
would have loved that. Like, fucking.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, go on.
like I was just saying, like, if
Oh.
you weren't gonna do the actual Mortal Kombat tournament, make it about like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because like these are fucking fan favorites, and you have these amazing fucking actors doing amazing work on these characters, and like you can tell they care about what they're doing, and yeah, I wish they'd been used more, like particularly Joe Taslim and Hiroyuki Sanada. Josh Lawson got a lot of screen time in this movie as Kano, which I'm glad for.
Yes.
Let's see. The fight scenes were good, but with a caveat, and that caveat is like I'm specifically talking about the fight scenes between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like both in the beginning and in
And the end.
and the end of the movie. Like those were the best fight scenes in the movie, and they were really well done, I think. And just there was a lot of there was a lot of fan service in this movie, which like I'm happy for. Like, yeah, you have Josh Lawson saying Kano wins. You have Kung Lao saying for flawless victory. You have Jax performing that fucking fatality above the fucking pit of all places. Um, it just
I'll
there was a
complain
lot
about
of
that.
fun to be had in this movie from a visual perspective, but like Enzo and Joe were saying, there was a lot of quick cuts in the fights, and that just kind of took me out of the action a little bit. And right, well, I did say I like the fight scenes with a caveat, but we'll talk about that caveat when we start discussing the negatives. But other than that, hmm, yeah, no, like there's just some fun to be had in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I came in kind of expecting dumb action, dumb fights, and but like, okay, I'll say this. Like, I do like it better than the 1995 movie.
I'm kidding. Go. Yeah, same here.
Okay, like, oh, no, but like, I'm saying this from an objective standpoint, like from like a fan enjoyment perspective. The 1995 movie wins, but in terms of how this movie is like constructed and made, just on a technical level, I this is better.
Was way fucking better. And they finally knew how to use the phrases like flawless victory. They finally knew how to fucking use that term.
And finally, an R
Yeah.
rating for Mortal Kombat movie.
I will say though, like, God, that was a good scene with the Kung Lao, where this like, fuck, I forgot her name. I don't use her. The harpy girl, wings.
I don't
Um,
use her either.
I mean,
Shang
she's not
Tsung
exactly
pointed her.
she's not exactly a relevant character in the grand scheme of the Mortal Kombat lore. So,
Yeah,
like, forgive us for not really remembering her name. I
Sorry,
mean,
guys.
like,
like, she, like a lot of the other characters in this movie, unfortunately, were pretty fucking forgettable.
well, I mean, she wasn't forgettable because she got cut in fucking half.
That's the only
Like Kung
memorable
Lao's
Well,
part
hat.
about her.
well, yeah, but other than that, like, really,
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
like, if the only memorable thing about your character is the way they die, then that's not really a good thing.
It's, yo, when Kano said, "Oh, what power you get? A fucking frisbee or some shit like that." I forgot. Or what he said, like a hat or a sombrero. I was like, I would do anything for that hat. If I could do that with a hat, I want that power.
Why not?
oh, that, oh, that's another thing. I really like the costume design in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very accurate. Besides Scorpions and Sub Zeros, but this was like very original, and I really liked it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot closer to how they look in like
MK11.
the more recent,
Yeah.
MK games like X and 11.
I haven't
So,
seen, I haven't played those
like,
yet.
I'll give it a pass.
This one.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So they do borrow those designs, and there was I think it was IGN who did a mini interview with, or like a behind the scenes spot with the director of Mortal Kombat, Simon McCoy. That's his name. And they were talking about costume designs, and it was just interesting to see how they actually approached it from just trying to balance that kind of faithfulness to the games and practicality, because Simon McCord made a very good point, and it's just some things from the games don't translate that well into reality in a
Yeah.
practical sense. So I think they did a really good job with what they had.
Um, I will say I do love that one scene where pretty much Liu Kang spammed the button.
Yeah.
He just kept spamming the drop kick.
That,
And
that
God,
was a great, that was a great nod to all the fucking spammers in the Mortal Kombat games. You are a blight on society. Uh, it was fucking funny in the movie. It's
That's fine in the
infuriating
game.
when you come across it in the game.
Yeah, it's fine in the movie, but when you play against another player, you might get it right punch to the face.
A bitch.
Yeah, just do a fucking combo, please. Learn a combo.
Please, God.
I love that scene with Kano though. Ha! Oh shit.
Josh
Cabal,
Lawson, man. Stole the
Cabal's,
show in every scene he was in.
yeah. Cabal's design was pretty good, I should say. Like
I
that's
also
straight
love
from the
Cabal's
game.
voice.
Yeah,
People are complaining about his voice. I like this like New Yorker
yeah.
voice actor.
Yeah, Cabal was pretty okay. Which kind of reminds me of another thing I liked about this movie was just the effects work. I really love the special effects in this movie. Like I think they were very well done. Especially with Sub Zero in particular and his fucking ice shit. Like
Yeah.
that was like
Okay,
something straight out of a fucking horror movie, and I
Yeah.
loved it.
Sub-Zero as a horror villain, it's amazing.
okay, yeah, I get it. The Sub-Zero is gonna be like the worst assassin because you can pretty much tell he's coming. It's like maybe June. It's like summer.
Well, I mean,
It's just like freezing. Like, oh no! If you don't
well,
know
I
who's
mean
coming,
that's just because like he wants to.
Yeah,
He just wants to scare the shit out of people.
yeah,
I love that though. Like Sub-Zero from the 1995 version compared to this one. Like the 1995 version is just very campy, Kamehameha bad effects to the Conjuring jump scare.
I
Sub-Zero.
mean, 1995 Sub Zero is non-existent. He was literally just a body.
He was
He
just
was
a
just
body
there.
to be impaled by a bucket of water.
He was just there
Yeah,
for the audience to be like, "Oh, I've played as him."
yeah. Oh, which leads me to Scorpion. No fucking weird hand alien thingy this time.
Not
It's just
alive.
yeah, it's just an actual like chain knife, kunai hook, whatever. Like
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
come out of his hand.
Yeah, it's a practical weapon this time. It's his dead wife's gardening tool.
Hey man, like that's just extra lore.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not complaining. I love it.
that's
I appreciate the backstory, but at the same time, the Lin Kuei really just gave him time to put that together, huh? Like they kind of just stood
like
back. It's like I'm gonna run this garden and make myself this thing,
I'm
and
just
y'all are
saying
gonna
the
watch. It's
knife was
okay.
too sharp for its own good.
Um,
Like that was blunt, and then it was cutting through people. Like it was just recently sharpened.
the one dude he did a headshot on and then broke his neck. He was like, "Oh god, the guy's fucked."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I like the fatalities in this one. The fatalities in this one were really fucking good.
Yeah,
Sorry for the workers passing by.
it's
My house is
fine.
getting patched
Jomer
up.
has construction going on in his house, so don't mind the extra people behind
Yeah.
him. Anyway, any standout moments in this movie?
Uh,
A moment I really like is when Sub-Zero is about to murder Cole, and then Scorpion stabs his bicep, and then you hear the dun dun dun. It's like, oh,
yeah, the somewhat theme.
yeah. It's like, oh shit, and then get
Dun,
over
dun,
here.
dun, dun. That's it.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking good. Yeah. The opening 7 minutes, of course. Absolutely fucking amazing. Every scene Kano was in.
Seeing Kane was a standout, man. Fuck yeah. For me, the standout was Liu Kang, which I will get. Kang? Kung Lao, sorry, Kung Lao's scene, but I will get into spoilers later on the negatives.
Oh, okay, okay.
But yeah, that scene where he cuts the again, I keep forgetting her name. When she gets cut in half, and
Look,
he just
It's fine.
Kitara, I think is her name.
cuts her. Alright,
Kitara.
alright. But yeah, like the face is just like and just blood splattering in his face. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool.
Another moment from the last fight is when Scorpion stabs Sub-Zero in the ribs, and then he kicks him to the katana, and then his body slams into the katana. Like,
Shit
that's
was
sick.
sick, like with the katana shit, and then he pulls it with a chain, and the
Yeah.
katana flies back, and he just catches it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
I'm really glad they showed Scorpion's fire breathing powers. Just like I'm wondering if they'll do that. Show his powers from hell, essentially.
yeah,
I wish they showed more, but
yeah.
whatever.
I'm kind of glad that they didn't make Scorpion just suddenly know how to speak English to communicate with Cole.
Yeah,
But how does Cole know Japanese?
Japanese.
So, and he's like, "I'm here to protect you. This man is out for me. I'm gonna see him in Mortal Kombat."
Yeah, just like it was weird, but whatever.
Before we go to the negatives, one last thing I would add is like the final fight when Cole and Sub-Zero, Cole, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero are about to square off. It gave me vibes of the two brothers from the raid versus Mad Dog. It's like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
But I'm sorry, but the raid version was way better.
Yeah, I mean,
was way more.
Sub-Zero didn't get a piece of glass stuck on his neck and it kept going.
He had like the throwing knife in him multiple times.
True.
But it was a pretty good scene. I wish it was way bloodier, but okay, we'll get to the negatives.
Yeah. Any last positives to add?
I think I'm good.
Liu Kang's kind of hot. Like, I like him.
Yes, all the actors are very well, are very fit.
Oh,
You
we're
again?
Congratulations, George.
hey,
It's
I will
fine.
appreciate a toned body.
Of
Fair
course,
enough.
of course.
Okay, we'll say okay. Here's the last
Mhm.
positive. They finally did reptile justice. He actually looks like a fucking lizard. I guess it doesn't look like in the game, but it looks way better than the 1995 version.
I mean, yeah, his reptile form looks better than the 95. But
Well,
like,
yeah, but chalk that up to the incredible progress of technology.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it to that. Technology won.
and
Sure.
people who are making this kind of give a damn. It's not like, ooh, we can make a Mortal Kombat movie. Why? Because money. You can tell there's some care into this movie of people who are passionate about the game somewhat.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can tell that the people who made this do care about the games, and I think this movie sets future installments up well enough. Like yeah, this movie wasn't perfect. It had a lot of flaws, but I am excited to see where they go with it in the future.
Yeah.
It's a good stepping stone. Like, I see myself watching the next movie,
Yeah, it's a
hoping
decent
that
starting
it's
point.
way better.
Yeah.
Hoping that it's way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers
So,
crossed.
then overall, another positive for me is that I care to see where this goes next. It's not like, I'm done with this one. I'm like, I want to see what's next. I want to see the next
Yeah,
chapter.
like I am invested. I am invested enough to want to see what happens next.
Same here.
So yeah, on to the negatives. I wish the characters were a bit more developed, especially Cole, Liu Kang, Sonya. Who was it? We don't have to worry about Kung Lao because I'm sorry guys, he's dead. Sanction is the actor's literally trying to do an impression of the past actor, I believe. It's like, are you trying to do an impression of him? I feel like you are.
Who? What are you talking about?
Sanction.
Yeah, Shang Tsung wasn't as good. I'm sorry, but I love the your soul is
The soul
mine.
is
You gotta get the lips out.
And then Raiden was pretty boring. Fortunately, because he's my second favorite. Fuck.
That's the thing. I want I want Christopher Lambert back.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss you, Christopher Lambert.
We miss you.
He was way better Raiden. As weird as he was.
I mean, only because like that Raiden was actually fun, in like the worst way, but but fun.
It'll never leave my mind. It is forever in my head,
Ingrained
rent
into
free. Just Christopher Lambert going, "The weight of the world is on your shoulders." Heh heh heh. Sorry.
Oh man,
That is a God sent scene.
Yeah.
Uh,
Your negatives.
absolute movie gold. Uh, You want me to go first, or you want to go first, Roma?
Um, sure, sure. Okay, that was my first. Christopher Lambert. Yeah, he wasn't there. That's it. The choreography. I wish it was not as cutty. I really wish they got the guy who did the raid because I watched the raid too. That shit was bloody as fuck,
Yeah.
and they didn't skip out on anything. You saw them fighting. You didn't see them cut to another punch or another kick. Um, I al- I also think that the fights were very PG until they got to the fatality itself.
Yeah.
Except for the first 7 minutes, the fight with Sub Zero and Scorpion, that shit was bloody. Like you could see, that's a lot of pints of blood
Especially
coming
from
out of
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Like he gets his head smashed into the rock, and then you just see like a puddle. Like that man should be dead. Um, but the rest of the fights, it's so PG. I was like, I wanted it to be a bit more bloody until they needed to be bloody. That was a little bit of a downer for me. Um, yeah, Cole. I really wish they. This guy, he's a good martial artist.
Yeah.
I know he's a good actor. I just wish he was like
More
the brother
interesting.
of. Yeah, sure. Um, I would have loved it if they casted him as the brother who took over for
Sub-Zero.
Zero, like the good Sub Zero.
Okay.
Like I really wish that that was him because I was like, is this guy gonna be Sub Zero when I saw the casting? And nah, like the next Sub Zero. I mean, that was a little bit of a disappointment because I really don't care about Colt.
Do you not like the fact that by the end his superpower is plot armor, literally?
I'm sorry, he's an MMA fighter. Why did he have like the fucking police
Baraka.
baton Baraka arms? No, it's not
Yeah.
really Baraka arms. Baraka arms comes out this
Yeah.
way. I wish he just made like little brass knuckles because he's
Yeah.
an MMA fighter. That would have made
You
more
know, you
sense. It
know,
would look
you
cool.
Kano had this one line when Cole was getting his ass kicked during training. He was like, "Well, what's your superpower? Getting your ass kicked?" And like, turns out, like,
It
yeah.
is.
He gets his
Well,
ass kicked.
funny that you mentioned that, Kano, because apparently,
Oh, that was the weirdest fucking thing. In the start of the movie where they introduce Cole, like he gets into an MMA fight. He's like, yeah, yeah, was this your zero attack and all defense, kid?
Turns
You
out
got it.
he's actually right.
No, no. And then he goes into the fight, fighting this bald guy, where he's all defense. Sorry, all attack, zero defense. So he followed the guy's instructions and still got his ass kicked. And I don't get the daughter coach. I really okay to be honest. When I saw her, I was like, "Is this his girlfriend? Who is she?" I was like,
Should,
"Oh no!"
should
I was like,
someone
"Oh
call?
no!"
Should
I
someone
wasn't
call
trying to be
the
creepy.
police?
I wasn't trying to be
do,
creepy. I
do, I,
thought I was
do,
like,
I-
"Is this?"
do I need to call the police?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm not saying anything. But I thought it was like,
"911.
is,
Hello."
is his girlfriend like his coach or something? That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's a little bit of an odd plot. No, no, it's his daughter. My bad, everybody. But you all thought it too. You all thought he was like a sister or a girlfriend.
Doesn't matter. She has no little character development either. So I was like, I don't care about this person.
Um, and then she was going like, "Don't tap, don't tap." I was like, "Bitch, tap! You in a crucifix pose. You ain't getting out of that." It's either you break an arm and not fight for months and not eat, or
Yeah.
lose this one match.
Yeah,
Don't listen to your doctor.
like please just stab.
This is why you don't put your daughter in as your MMA coach.
Don't make her your second. Fuck.
Edwin, any
Um,
negatives?
yeah, man.
What do you want to
uh,
add?
yeah. I guess I'll start with saying that this movie tried to do too much. It really did. With like what their goal was, which was to set up this universe. I felt like they were in this weird spot where it was both really slow but also really rushed at the same time. Uh, like if you weren't gonna do the Mortal Kombat tournament like proper, then start with a character story. Like I said earlier in the video, Scorpion and Sub Zero. Like that would have been a really interesting hook, and that sort of lends to this other problem with the movie, which is Cole as a character. Um, Cole is in this movie to it to serve as the fucking vessel for people who aren't familiar with the Mortal Kombat series, because this is in every way, shape, and form an introductory film. And when you're making a new movie like this, of course, you want to be able to cater to both new audiences and long-term fans of the series. And so Cole was their solution to that, but it felt like unnecessary padding to
There was there was
towards.
there was a vessel though, and it was Kano. That was a way proper vessel. He was a way better vessel than Cole was.
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
I was saying, if you wanted to introduce newcomers to this universe and do it while not alienating your longtime audience, then start small. Do it with a character like like I said earlier in the video, Scorpion and Sub Zero. Like that
Yes.
would have been a great introduction to the Mortal Kombat universe, because it's one of the most iconic rivalries in the franchise, and you have these amazing fucking actors. So like use them like properly. Uh, and if you start small like that, you build a strong foundation to where you can establish these things and sort of start from step one, but also you have characters that fans of the series know already. So it's not going to be this awkward thing where you have this character that nobody cares about, but at the same time you're trying to balance that with throwing in all these other iconic characters to the games. So nobody really ends up getting any focus, and everything just feels unsatisfying. And uh, that which leads me into my next point, which is just you don't have time to care about any of the characters in this movie. Like,
For Kano.
yeah, bar Kano, but but us caring about Kano is just a matter of his performance and his humor.
Yes.
Like, we actually got very little in the way of concrete character work and character development. Like, Kano was just the comic relief. Like, as good as he was at it, like, don't get me wrong, he was fucking amazing at it. I, it they just should have been more focused on a smaller subset of characters, I feel. Or like even if you didn't want to do the Scorpion Sub Zero storyline, you could start with Sonya and the
Jax.
whole special, yeah, and the whole special ops conflict with Kano and the Black Dragon. Like that would have been an interesting movie. Like you have all these options with all these characters, and you kind of just chose in my opinion, the messiest way of going about things and the most diluted way of going about things. So just no one really leaves all that happy. uh, so that's sort of my gripe with the story. But since we're talking about the characters and how forgettable they all are, well, again, Raiden wasn't really good.
Oh,
More for the fact that just that wasn't really Raiden. He was just grumpy old man. Like,
Grumpy old man with lightning
like
powers.
yeah, that's the problem with a lot of the side characters here is that Oh, drummer's gone.
Oopsie.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, that's another
My bad.
Psycho.
My bad.
Yeah. The
My
problem with Raiden
microphone.
and a lot of the other side characters here is that they don't really do anything where you're gonna be like, it has to be this character. Like you could literally throw anybody in there and it would have worked just fine. Like Melina,
She
for
did not need
example,
to be in the movie.
she did not need to be in the movie. Like she could have been
Uh,
just some fucking generic goon. But instead they kind of threw away Melina's entire character and all of her potential in this Mortal Kombat universe. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. Maybe they'll do something with it in the future, given like the dense amount of lore they have to work with. Like they could go somewhere with it, but as it stands, it just feels like they wasted her character because Melina is one of those again, just really iconic characters with such a deep story to them that it just feels bad that they were reduced to little more than fan service for audiences to be like, "Oh, I know this person,"
yeah.
and it just cheapens the experience. Uh, yeah, so that's what I have to say about the characters. On a technical level, let's talk about the fight scenes. Again, just so many quick cuts. It's so easy to get lost in what's going on and
Yes.
to just get taken out of it because, again, like it's the the problem a lot of action scenes have is like the worst thing you can do with an action scene is make it hard to follow,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that can be done either through shitty editing, like with a bunch of quick cuts where it all just seems really messy, or and a lot of people are going to be familiar with this fucking shaky cam.
Yeah. Like in the first
Again,
Born movie.
yeah. But the root of all these problems is you're doing all these things in editing without a purpose. Like th- these camera work concepts like shaky cam and like quick cuts, they exist for a reason, and when used right, they can be very effective at storytelling. But when you throw them in like this without any kind of concrete reason that we'd be able to tell, it just ends up feeling very messy, unfocused, and like they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Which just again like feels bad. This next negative I have is, yeah, just a nitpick. I wish they had the original theme in there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, like I get it. They want to modernize the film, but I mean, it's just me as a longtime fan of the series speaking. Like if you're gonna throw in all this fan service, just commit.
cause like
uh,
that's what I love about the 1995 version. Like, no, even though they were just fighting goons, when the theme kicked in, I was like, I don't know, it got me
yeah,
pumped. The
like
theme gets me pumped.
the thing about the original is it's a lot cheesier,
Yeah.
but it's also more hype because of it. Because
Yeah.
they embrace the cheesiness,
Oh, they
and like
definitely do.
they embrace how ridiculous it is, and they do as well embrace kind of the craziness of this entire universe in this new movie, but in a more subtle way, which is fine, I guess. Like that's all like creative choice, creative artistic interpretation, I suppose. Yeah, that's just personal preference speaking, and I don't know. Like,
And Goro in this one was nothing but CGI monster battle.
yeah,
Yeah.
Goro. That's another thing.
They
Goro
go
didn't
again
need
with
to be in
Goro.
there.
Yeah.
Goro really didn't need to be in there.
They really did Goro disservice for killing him
Well,
so
I
quickly.
well, I mean, see, I'm not too fussed about the deaths in this movie because I know how the fucking Mortal Kombat universe works. Like
They're coming
Quan
back.
like Quan Chi fucking exists, so he can literally just bring all these motherfuckers back. Or well, if they, I hope they introduce Quan Chi, or at least um, do something with Shang Tsung. I guess since he's still in the movie or in the universe, alive, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh right. Speaking of negatives, the whole Arcana thing is bullshit.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
the
hate
whole
it
Arcana thing.
I
That
hate
was just
that.
dumb.
so much.
That was just dumb. Like why? Why?
Why?
You
Like
wasted so much backstory or like lead up to why they got these powers. Like especially with Jax, where come on,
or even well, I mean, Jax getting his arms that way would have been fine if he had those arms from the get go,
Yeah.
and not those fucking like twigs he was working with half the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
uh, yeah, just and if you don't want to spend time on that, like fine. Like I think a large part of the audience would have been happy if would have been perfectly fine if these were just things in the universe, just things that were already there that didn't have to be explained. Like Kano has the fucking robotic eye. Sub Zero rips Jax's arms off, so he gets these new buff ones. That kind of thing. It and it just didn't have to be this Arcana bullshit. You know? I'm just
But
like
I think
Kung Lao could have just had the hat and just that would have been fine. Um,
I mean he gotta explain how it like spins on its own.
well,
But yeah, but
well,
you don't have to
also like
explain how Captain America's shield does its thing.
I mean that thing bounces back, but it doesn't spin on its own.
Yeah, but you mean like it defies the laws of physics, just like Cap's shield.
Okay, I guess. We don't need to
yeah,
explain. We just know he's good.
uh, Kung Lao and Liu Kang are part of the Order of Light. They could just have these fucking powers, and like that would have been fine if they really didn't want to spend time on it. Instead, like they give us this kind of half-assed concept of Arcana or some shit, and make the entire movie about that, which just kind of alienates everybody because like, who the fuck wants to see this? Yeah, it's
Oh,
just like you have Sub Zero and you have Scorpion who have their powers, and it's not some bullshit Arcana thing. Like they just have them. Like
Yeah, so why do the
just
rest have
just
to have
just
this
do that.
kind of shit?
Just do that. Uh, and yeah, it's just Jomar already said this, and Enzo said this to an extent. Again, back to the fight scene because it's Mortal Kombat. We're gonna talk about the fight scenes, right? Yeah. Again, it just all felt very PG until the fatalities.
Yeah.
Like it felt like useless, like boring build up until the big bloody finish.
Yeah,
So like,
it's not like
you have that R rating. Use it better. Like
yeah. It's not like they got punched and there's like blood coming from their mouths. It's like felt like a very clean fight until
yeah.
until the finish.
Well,
uh,
to be fair, like this movie did have a fairly like a relatively limited budget, so that might have just been due to
Yeah.
financial constraints.
Yeah.
I will say though, like the fight between Jax and fuck I forgot his name, Hammer guy, Bulb.
MC Hammer.
Oh sure. Uh, where I'm very happy that they did Jax's finisher, his fatality, where he just crushes the head. That shit was cool. But then you're in the pit, and it's kind of sacrilege not to throw him into the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like use the fucking pit.
Yeah.
Damn it. Also, I felt so bad for Kung Lao because, like, for me, he's one of my favorite characters to use in, besides Sub Zero, in Mortal Kombat. And I was like, they killed my boy so quickly.
I don't know, like Kung Lao's fate is just to get fucked every time.
I
like,
ha-
Yeah.
I hate
sadly,
this Shang Tsung's version of soulless minds. Like he doesn't even say it right. Wow.
Oh, that's mine. I'm like,
It's just a voiceover. It's like,
eh, sure, I guess.
I
It's
can't
yours.
believe
yeah,
I
sure.
want the older actors instead of the newer ones. Especially since Shang Tsung's actors from fucking Dark Knight. Like I expected a bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing. I liked the original Liu Kang better.
Yeah, same here. I'm
Sorry, not sorry.
like when I forgot what he said. I watched this movie like 2 days ago. But like Sonya was trying to get into the test your mic kind of area, and he's like, "You are not allowed to be in the area because you are not marked." Oh wait, no, you are not marked. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I, I, I hated it when
I,
every time he finishes a sentence, he goes like this or like this.
yeah. I felt like they leaned too much into like the whole mysticism monk bullshit. Like like you look at the games, like they don't act like that at all. So it just felt very weird. Like again, like this extends to like Liu Kang, Raiden especially because like Raiden in this movie is literally just grumpy old man. I wanted to confer with the Elder Gods. God damn it!
You never
I want
says
him to confirm with the elder gods. God damn it!
I must confer with the Elder Gods.
that. Why?
The
Why have to
tournament
order
hasn't begun. This is forbidden. Sorry, I love the I love the fucking Christopher voice.
Not to bitch on the fight scenes again, but I shall do that because I really don't like too many cuts in the fight scenes. I prefer, as Edwin said, most audiences prefer to see the fight. They don't like being lost in it. If you want to see a really good movie with really good fight scenes, I will always see the Raid. The fight scenes there, especially them versus Mad Dog, is incredible. Another, if you want to go to the MCU of good, really good fight scenes is the Winter Soldier, especially one of the best fight scenes is Batroc versus Cap. It just shows how good these people are at martial arts.
Oh yeah, it's GSP man.
Yeah,
GSP.
yeah.
It's fucking GSP.
Um,
Uh,
but yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
I'm sorry for going on for so long, but
it's
that's all I
okay,
have to say
man.
about the
We got
negatives.
problems. We got problems.
folks. You can tell we just really like good fight scenes. We don't like
Yeah.
being cheated out of them. Any other negatives you want to add on before we move on to the
Cole's
positive?
family should have died.
Cole's family should have fucking died. Like that would have driven him to be like, okay, I gotta do Mortal Kombat now for
Like
my
that would have made
family.
us care more.
Yeah,
Yeah, like shit. Fuck.
Like
You know what? I want to
if you
root for
wanted
you
this like if you wanted this movie to be an origin story for Cole, then give him something to fight for.
now.
Like
Yeah.
like give him a strong driving force.
Make him Mortal Kombat's
Just
Kratos. Why
yeah,
not?
yeah,
it's just Cole's motivation in this movie was very weak. Like he just kind of fish out of water, dragged into this whole thing. It's like, oh okay, guess I'll do it. Whatever.
I
Oh
agree
no,
with
I
this.
won't.
Wait, why
Oh,
was he in Mortal
guess I
Kombat
will.
again?
What?
Why was he in Mortal Kombat again?
Uh, because he has the
Oh,
mark or
right.
whatever. Again,
Yeah,
that's another
he had the
that's
mark
another
thingy.
stupid that's another stupid thing. Whatever.
You
I
know,
hate that. I like it more with that people are just volunteering
yeah,
to be in Mortal Kombat instead of like, oh, you're chosen to be in Mortal Kombat. No, no, I got the balls to be on Mortal Kombat. Then
yeah,
put me in. I'm like,
Or
I
like
like that more.
straight up invited by Shang Tsung or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah. That scene when um his daughter's like, he's like, "Ooh, that's a birthmark, right? Where do you get that from? He was born with it." Felt like Peter Dinklage in Infinity War going, "Yes, that's what a birthmark means." What do you expect? Oh man. Other negatives? I can't think of any.
other you can't think of any. Liu Kang and Kung Lao's characters boring, and we gone through that. Sonya is very cut and paste, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
there's
Did you
no
like?
dimension to her.
Do you like how Kano went out?
I do because one, I don't like it that he went out, but he's gonna come back. But I
Oh,
like
he'll
it
come
that
back.
he went for the eye, like the
Yeah.
eye that comes out. So that means he's actually gonna get robotic eye in the next movie.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. I really hope the cyber initiative ninja thingy um, is a thing here. Like, 'cause I really want to see like the yellow and red and blue cyborgs that are in
Yeah.
I say Raiden is very bullshit plot because he said that I could teleport anyone anywhere within this realm. Why didn't you just teleport everybody? Like when you're getting attacked, just teleport everybody all at once. So Kung Lao would have not died, and you guys could have trained there.
Because he has favorites, man, I guess.
Like I don't know, like, and I hate that. I hate that one quote that Cole said. Like I forgot what it was, but it was such bad acting. But we got to fight. I'm like, I was like, okay. Just saying, you're the main character here.
Any last negatives you want to add on?
I'm done. I've said all I had to say.
But yeah, and the whole we bring the tournament to them. Look, I just wanted the tournament, but I'm glad there's like the prequel towards the tournament, and I don't mind it. I am trying to skim through this movie in my head. I hate how Melina died. I like how Melina died, but I mean I hate it that it was too soon.
Yeah.
And it was in a bullshit way. Like it's not by Cole. Because usually I like it when Mortal Kombat is a one-on-one thing instead of a team up.
Yeah.
Except for the Scorpion fight, that was badass. Whatever. But yeah, she gets like a whole blast to her, and then her rib cage is just left, and then the camera goes in. And I was like, that's cool.
Okay.
But you killed off Melina.
You know, Jeremy Johns kind of called it when she had more teeth. Like, oh shit, he was right. It is a Pennywise thing. And then she does like, I guess she's gone. Shit.
I do like that though. They committed to like I thought that was like, oh, that's kind of sucks for Melina because she only had like the denture,
Yeah.
and then her mouth started to open up. I was like,
Fucking
that's cool. That's
Pennywise
cool.
going, ah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the verdicts. I shall go first. Why didn't I write this down before? I'm gonna give it.
Our host, everybody.
I know, right? I get better soon. Don't worry, I'll be more professional. I'll give it a 5. It is entertaining. It is fun. There are characters you care about, but when you care about only Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Kano, 3 out of all of these characters, there's a problem. And the whole again, the fight scenes don't cut out. Joe Chasm's fighting, come on, you guys are amazing.
You got a gif of Joe Taslim
Or
in your movie.
Sonata's fighting, please, God, use them
Yeah.
properly. Yeah, somewhat disappointed, but it's the one of the few 5 out of 10s I care about saying what happens next. Like, if they do better, I'm on board.
Yeah. For me, I would say a 5.5. 5.5 out of 10 because the Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight scenes were really good. Kano was really funny, and the fatalities were pretty much accurate and very fan servicey, which I really like. But then again, it's half the score because the plot is still there. I mean, but the Arcana shit that just sit well with me.
Okay.
And Cole is not a good main character yet. I have yet to
We shall
see the next movie. I really hope to see the next movie, and I really want to see Johnny Cage. Yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts.
Yeah. I actually give this movie a 6. only because only because I'm a really big Scorpion guy, and I love how they did Scorpion. Yeah. See, this is what Mortal Kombat is all about, baby. But yeah, I will. No. Again, like, while I have a lot of problems with this movie, as evidenced by my really long fucking tangent or rant or whatever. Um, I still had a fair bit of fun in this movie. Like there was not a single point where I actively wanted to blow my brains out, and I guess that's the most I could ask for. I had fun with this movie. The fatalities were great. The visual effects were great. Um, the opening 7 minutes were fucking amazing. I enjoyed the final fight immensely, despite my minor gripes with it. Um, yeah, fuck Raiden. They wasted Melina, but again, like the door remains open to see what they do with these characters in the future, just because of how Mortal Kombat works. Uh, and overall, while it was a pretty clumsy first attempt, I am interested to see where this goes next, and I want if they're not gonna do a straight up Mortal Kombat in the next one, I want them to do more focused, uh, smaller scale character movie, just like about Scorpion or about Kano or about fucking Sonya or something, or about Johnny Cage. I want a Johnny Cage movie. There you go.
Yeah. I want a
Yeah.
Lin Kuei versus the Shirai Ryu movie. I really want that. I want to know
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, just give us a whole Lin Kuei Shiryu showdown. Like, I'd be fucking down for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get some better writers, some better camera work, and I'm on fucking board.
Here's a tough question: who's your favorite between Sub Zero or Scorpion?
Scorpion.
Sub-Zero.
Shit, I'm sorry, don't worry.
No, it's alright. You can have your own fucking opinion, even though they're wrong.
I'm Team Scorpion. There we go.
Okay, yeah. I'm kidding. Don't attack me.
Wow. But yeah, Sub Zero is gonna be my third favorite. It's like Scorpion, Raiden, and Sub Zero. Why I'm really disappointed in Raiden this one. Shit. Um. So, what upcoming video game adaptations that you've heard about are you looking forward to, or nervously looking forward to? Because we know the track
Are
record. What
are there
adaptations?
more?
Annihilation. I'm looking forward to our movie review of Annihilation because I haven't seen it yet.
Oh god.
Oh god. I'm somewhat nervous and excited for the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland. Yikes!
Oh yeah, yeah.
If that movie,
Yeah, it's just the thing with these video game movies is just take it with a grain of salt. Come in with low expectations, and you will hopefully be pleasantly surprised.
um, I think the fact that at least Tom Holland's Nathan Drake got Nolan North's blessing, it gives me a good sign that at least he's good in the movie. If that movie is terrible, though, I'll be devastated. Because Uncharted is like top three for me in terms of video game franchise. Another Naughty Dog adaptation I'm looking forward to is The Last of Us series on HBO with Pedro Pascal as Joel and forgot her name as Ellie.
Is that confirmed?
Yoda. It's Baby Yoda.
Yeah, The Last of Us series is confirmed with Pedro and baddest girl from Game of Thrones, small child.
Oh
Mm.
fuck, what's her name? But yeah, big forehead, little girl from Game of Thrones. She's like a
Oh, her.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's Ellie.
That's Ellie.
Yeah. Um, I'm really looking forward how they adapt the first game, and then they can stop at the first game.
Shut up. You like the second game? No.
Yeah, we know you like the second game. Shut the fuck up,
I
Enz.
might pull a sub though. My stars I'm dropping. Ooh, that's just kind of gives away my feeling for the next video. And the next video we're kind of sticking on video games because the next video is about the most one of the most divisive video games I've ever seen in my lifetime, which is The Last of Us 2. Um, can you gentlemen give, without words, give your impressions on The Last of Us 2? We'll be having another person coming in who is also from Culture Pit. And if you're wondering why Seb isn't here to join us for Mortal Kombat, he said no. We force him. He knows where we live. So I don't want to take the chance of angry himself because that's not a fun time.
To be
Yes.
honest, I kind of do want to fight Seb in a way, but not that kind of way.
Sure. Alright. But yeah, the next video is going to be about The Last of Us 2, our thoughts, our feelings, negatives, and positives. We shall
Yeah,
see.
the negatives and the negatives. Yeah.
Sure. Um, but yeah, and after that heavy video, heavy and fun video, we're going to going back. We'll be doing another fun video about Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which should be a really fun time.
Stay tuned
I'm
for that,
excited.
folks.
Yes.
I'm excited because I really like these movies.
Yeah. As always, you can find Edwin on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eurity, streaming Final Fantasy 14. Drummer's still working on his Instagram art account, but when that's up and running, you'll be damn sure that this link will be linked
Get
here.
focused underneath.
Yeah, sorry. I got lost for words.
Yeah.
Find me on Twitter, on Instagram. Is there an earthquake happening in your house, buddy?
No. I'm just getting my book. See, wait. There we go.
There
Yeah, I'm
we
doing
go.
shit. Okay.
There we go, folks.
I'm doing art stuff. So
So
wait for that.
Stay safe, stay awesome. Please follow protocols, wear a mask, social distance, do all that jazz to keep us
Please.
slowly getting out of this crazy, crazy situation.
Yep. Stay safe. Get vaccinated if you can.
Yeah. If you
And your
can,
soul is mine. Sorry.
don't scare them. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.